Syracuse and Army in the Dome, a noon kickoff on Military Appreciation Day. There's a new Ring of Honor inductee. You've got an undefeated Syracuse football season on the brink of the top 25. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Get yourself to the Dome on Saturday. It's your Locked On Syracuse Friday episode. Let's dive in.
You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up? What's happening? Welcome into your Locked On Syracuse Friday episode. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you had a good week and an even better weekend on the docket. Thank you for making Locked On Syracuse your first listen today and every day. We're free and available wherever you get podcasts. That's part of the Locked On Podcast Network. And today's episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Terms and conditions apply. We got some fun stuff to talk about on the show today. We'll get you a little OV overview of this matchup heading into week 4. We'll talk Syracuse's keys to success. Then we'll wrap this all up with a prediction. I missed the prediction last week against Purdue. I'm sorry about that. We'll get right back on track this week with a prediction heading into the weekend. Get yourself just about 24 hours to watch this episode before Syracuse and Army kick off in what will be an incredible slate of college football. I want to lead with that, right? You know, I said this yesterday to close the episode. I'll say it today to open the episode. I just checked with one of our sponsors, Game Time, and you can get to this game on Saturday for $11. Pack the place. Make it crowded. Ben Schwartzwalder being inducted into the Ring of Honor for Syracuse, a guy who did so much for the Orange and for, so much more than just Syracuse football, for college football and football as a whole. And it was pointed out in our comments on YouTube yesterday, a military man as well. So what an honor to be put into the Ring of Honor on Military Appreciation Day against Army as well. A really cool thing. For that. Be there. Support Syracuse. We want winning teams. We say we'll go when they win. We'll go when it matters. They're winning. It matters. You got a chance at a season sweep in the non-conference slate. It's a big game. Obviously, right? The big home game on the schedule is Clemson. But this is a game to get to. Be there. Be present. Be loud. Show support for the military, even if it is an Army game. Do your thing, right? Be what we need to be. Be a crowd, be loud, be proud, be orange, whatever the phrase is. Show out, right? It's a fun time. Earlier game, it gets you home in time to watch the second half of that Oregon-Colorado game. Gets you home in time to watch UCLA-Utah's second half, the Ole Miss-Alabama second half. So many good games on the docket tomorrow. Your late games, Oregon State, Washington State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, your game of the week, basically, Penn State, Iowa. You've got so many good football games this weekend. I have a wedding. Am I mildly angry at them for scheduling a wedding this week of college football? Maybe, but am I still going? Yes. So I will not be at the game for Syracuse. The wedding's not till the afternoon, so I should be able to watch most of it. Get some tweets out. If I can't, that is why. I have a wedding, and I'm not going to be disrespectful during the wedding. Take it for what it's worth. I apologize. Many other great people to follow during Syracuse football games. And since I'm not going to be tweeting about it, go to the game, right? You're not missing anything. No, if you can't make it, right? Our friends of the podcast, the likes of Brent Axe, Emily Liker, Mike McAllister, so many other people that are going to be talking about this game, tweeting about this game. Our friends at Troy Nunes, ESPN Syracuse, whatever you want to say, right? There are a lot of outlets to get your content with this football game on Saturday. Syracuse and Army. It's a game that I talked about yesterday in terms of my questions for Syracuse football. It's a game that if Syracuse takes too lightly, Army can make a statement. Army can do something that will really put a damper on Syracuse's non-conference slate, right? You won the difficult non-conference game against Purdue. Get the job done against Army. This is a team that's going to put the ball on the floor, right? They're going to run the football 80% of the time. They're going to grind and grind and grind on the floor and only pass when it is absolutely dire and absolutely necessary, right? You look at their stats so far this season. Bryson Daly has 447 passing yards through 3 games, just shy of 150 yards per game for him, right? 149 yards a contest in terms of passing yards, right? They're not throwing the ball a ton. They passed the ball 40 times so far this season with him at the quarterback, right? What you're going to see is you're going to see a little shotgun look. You're going to see sort of, it's not quite the triple option, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's sort of this weird looking thing, but they are going to be running, many iterations of this offense and with that shotgun snap into what basically is a triple option. I think the spread is about 13 for Syracuse. Last I checked. Let me pull it up one more time before I confirm that. I believe it was 13. Yes, 13. Over under 49.5 for this game on Saturday. I'll talk about my predictions to close out the show today. I think this is one of those games for Syracuse that they can get caught looking ahead. And I want to make sure, and this is something that Dino always talks about in his press conference, and I'd really like to see them hone in on it. You got to go 1 week at a time. And Dino is very adamant about that. I'd like to see the team embody it this week. You're going to see a diverse run game, right? A lot of guys getting involved on the ground. Bryson Daly will carry the ball most likely the most times out of anybody on this team. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to put it on the floor. He runs for about 228 yards so far total on the season. Divide that by 3. He's at just about 75 yards a game on the ground. Some other guys that'll get involved: Hayden Reed in the run game, Jacoby Buchanan in the run game, Markel Johnson even occasionally in the run game. They're going to keep the ball on the floor, right? That's their bread and butter. That's their MO. That's what they want to do. Syracuse, on the other hand, we talked about this yesterday, and it's one of the big questions of the week still, so worth reiterating on our more true preview today on your Friday episode of Locked On Syracuse. What does Garrett Schrader's breakdown look like tomorrow? How many pass attempts is he making? How many designed runs is he getting under Jason Beck's system here? And where is he ending up running the ball on a non-designed run? How often is that happening? I'm really interested in that split this week, especially given, right, we can't get another episode. We got to talk about it pretty much every episode without Oronde Gadsden, right? It's the talk of the week. It was the talk of last weekend, recapping Purdue. It's a huge deal, right? You lose your best player in terms of NFL caliber talent. It's big, and you still look into how those replacements go and where that comes from, right? Where's the production? You look at Donovan Brown, who's a guy that'll come into the slot a lot more. You look at LaQuint Allen, who's a guy that could get the ball out of the backfield a little bit more in the passing game. You look at a guy in Amari Hatcher who stepped up big time in weeks 1 and 2, but faltered a little bit in week 3. Can he bounce back and be a big time contributor? Isaiah Jones was a non-factor in week 3, right? What is going on in the pass game and the offense as a whole? I got to give the shout out to Jamie Beck talking about how their son was drawing up plays. So maybe if this game can turn into a little bit of a blowout, we can see one of the heir to the Beck coaching tree and see how one of those plays goes. If you don't follow Jamie Beck, fun little follow to get some insights into Jason Beck, Syracuse's offensive coordinator, their life, and some of the behind the scenes of football coaching families. Really fun stuff to see that always. Let's take a quick break. Let's talk some keys to success. I've been alluding to some of them already, but we'll take a little break. We've got 2 sponsors right now. I get to read them both, so there's no pre-produced ad here from either YouTube or from our podcasting sites. It's going to be me for both of them. How about it? You excited? Are you? Because I am. And first, let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn. These days, every potential hire can feel like a high stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. It's really easy to use. You add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. There's simple tools like screening questions. They make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And our second sponsor of the early slate, a newer sponsor for the program of Locked On Syracuse. If you're missing the syrup for your pancakes, you ran out of your favorite coffee creamer, well, DoorDash, they have grocery delivery, and you can get what you want right when you need it. You can love the convenience of getting what you want right to your door. And that is what we're talking about today. You've trusted DoorDash to deliver your restaurant favorites. Now you can trust them to get your grocery delivery that actually delivers too. With thousands of grocery stores to choose from, you'll find the best in your neighborhood and boost your local economy with each and every order. Exactly what you ordered, or we'll make it right. So sit back and enjoy quality groceries just like you picked them yourself. Want even more value? You can save on all your grocery and restaurant favorites with a $0 delivery fee on all eligible orders with a Dash Pass membership. With easy substitutions right in the app and best-in-class customer support, DoorDash delivers groceries exactly how you want it. Get 50% off your first DoorDash order up to a $20 value when you use code LOCKEDONCollege at checkout. It's a limited time offer. Terms apply. That's 50% off up to $20, so no minimum subtotal and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code LOCKEDONCollege. Don't forget, that's code LOCKEDONCollege for 50% off your first order with DoorDash. Okay, Owen Valentine here on your Locked On Syracuse, a Friday episode. OV finishing the overview. Now we take a look into some keys to success for Syracuse. I'm going to start with the one that's cringy, the one that I hate to say, the one that I feel like so many people hit on. But I think a key to success for Syracuse is to stay healthy this week. They've dealt with injuries already this year and at key roles, right? David Wallaba, Arande Gadsden, Joe Moore, John Ray Reed, right? Key guys. And, when you look at the O-line specifically, right, it seems like it's been really tailored right there. So I want Syracuse to be able to stay healthy in this game so that maybe you can get to a point where you're starting to get players back and not lose as many. Knock on wood, right? Syracuse had a pretty healthy week against Purdue. No major injuries that we really know of. Isaiah Jones looked like maybe he was banged up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I think it's essential for Syracuse to stay healthy this week. We talk about it time and time again. When Syracuse gets into the gauntlet of the ACC, it seems like they've got a pretty dilapidated squad every time, right? That's why you've seen, and Dino has struggled in November. I'm not giving him every excuse in the world, right? It's still an issue that he struggles in November every single season. But that's usually where injuries have piled up. It's usually where you're dealing with multiple key players who have gotten out. And that's one of Syracuse's issues. And one of the things that really does hold them back is, teams like Syracuse are able to field quality talent, but the depth isn't always there. You go Clemson, you go UNC, you go Florida State. We all know that. I talk about it every single day. Staying healthy so that you have as many of your healthy stars and healthy studs and healthy key players as you continue progressing into the conference slate, which starts next week. My second key is going to be to shut down the ground game. And shutting down a ground game against Army is damn near impossible because they're going to just keep doing it, right? But bend, don't break. Be flexible, be able to grind, and be a presence in the run game. Look at the D-line, see what they can do. Look at the linebackers, see how they show out in this game. And honestly, in a team that is going to be so run heavy, you're going to look at the secondary a lot more in the run defense than you typically would, right? You're going to be able to see safeties close in on the edges a little bit more. You're going to be able to see some different looks where maybe we are a little bit more reliant on the secondary in defending the run. That's not to say the D-line and the linebackers haven't done a good job. They've been absolutely staunch. Army, in their game against UTSA last week, ran for more yards than Syracuse has allowed in all 3 games this season combined. Okay, this is an Army team that doesn't care that you were ready to shut down the run game. They don't care that you're stacking the box. They don't care that you are putting everybody right there. They're going to keep running the football. And you've got to be prepared to grind it out in the trenches on defense and be a presence, filling gaps and making sure that the gains are only 2 or 3 yards. You get a couple of gains of only 2 yards, they're punting consistently. They are, I believe, if I misquote this, I apologize. I believe Army is perfect on the year on 4th downs. They're efficient, they're effective, and they are able to exploit mistakes. I'm not going to give that as a key, but Syracuse, let's look at the penalties this week, and hopefully they make progress in the right direction this time around. Another key in this game is I look at this game as an opportunity for Syracuse to show what it's made of again. And I'll tell you this, I'd love to see Syracuse run a score. Right? I'm confident in their ability to win this game. I'd like to see them run a score and show people, hey, put us in the top 25. People are going to say, oh, it's Purdue. They're not that good. They're just a bottom-ish, middle to bottom tier, a Big Ten team. Who cares? Syracuse is doing what you've asked them to do. Keep doing what you're asked to do, and you will be rewarded. It's coming. Keep doing that. Keep grinding it out, and we're going to see some big things from Syracuse this season. I look at the guys in the secondary, especially on the corners, right? Jeremiah Wilson, and amongst others, right? Not just Wilson. You can get the other side. Isaiah Johnson in there too. I'd like to see the secondary, hone in a little bit more on those nickel dime middling passes. I don't think Army is a threat to beat you over the top all too often unless you completely botch coverage. So I think you can be a little bit closer in, a little bit tighter on your coverage defensively, and be able to get a little bit more involved in being a presence in the shorter pass game for Army on Saturday. Let's take one more break, and then we'll get the big question, the predictions. I'll get you my bold prediction of the week. And let me tell you this, the last time I made my bold prediction of the week, I was dead wrong. So let's see if we can do that old redemption thing in this matchup today. But before we do that, one final break on your Locked On Syracuse Friday episode. We talk about our friends over at the FanDuel Sportsbook, and I'm going to lead you with this. I gave you a prediction last night, a take last night, a ride with me bet on Kyle Juszczyk to score a touchdown. I'm sorry. He lost. He did not score a touchdown. My bad, but that's okay because snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel. It's America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's right. If you placed a $5 bet on Kyle Juice, it's like you won $200 with the bonus bets from FanDuel. It's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. It's like you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, and there's no better time to get in on the action. It's super easy to use, a wide range of betting options like spreads, props, over-unders, and so much more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Owen Valentine, closing out the week on your Locked On Syracuse Friday episode. Thank you, as always, for making us your first listen today and every day. It's prediction time. It is time to put some predictos in my mouth or out of my mouth so that we know exactly where my mind is on what Syracuse can do against Army. Let me take you through this game. All right. I think Syracuse kicks off first. I see a bend, don't break drive. Maybe Army gets a first down or two. They punt. I think Syracuse kicks a field goal on the opening drive. That's 3-0. I think Army then scores 7-3. Then I think Syracuse gets in a little bit of a groove. 10-7, 17-7, 24-7, and a field goal, 24-10. Then another touchdown for Syracuse, 31-10. Then another Army touchdown, 31-17. And then I think your final score is Syracuse 38-17. That means, for those of you that are interested, I think Syracuse covers the spread, which is 13. So 38-17 is very comfortably covering that spread. And the total in this game, I believe, is 49. And so, or 49.5. So Syracuse getting to 38, Army getting to 17. That means I lean to the over. I think Syracuse can win this one, and I think they can cover. I think the over hits in this game as well. So, prediction, the bold prediction of the week from me. I can't say, I don't want to go turnovers in this one because I feel like Syracuse might have peaked on their turnovers last week against Purdue. My bold prediction of the week is going to be, oh boy, let's see. And you can tell, right? I'm not scripting this. I am talking off the cuff. Caleb Okechukwu, a guy that has been solid this season, a guy that is one of the biggest veterans on the Syracuse defense. Caleb Okechukwu, scoop and score. How about that for the bold prediction of the week? Ball's going to pop out. He's going to get on it into the end zone. Okechukwu, scoop and score. That's my bold prediction of the week. Join the conversation at LO_Syracuse on Twitter. In the comments here, what is your prediction for this week? 38-17. My prediction, that's a Syracuse cover. It's the over. My bold prediction of the week is an Okechukwu scoop and score off of, can I get really specific or am I being stupid? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to say who forced the fumble. We'll talk like that. They're probably, I'm not positive, we'll try to get a Sunday episode out on Sunday morning, although I will say I have a wedding Saturday night. I mentioned this already. Maybe I'm not feeling incredible on Sunday morning, so maybe we don't talk again until Monday. But stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on Twitter. Join the conversation over there. If you think I missed something, let me know. Send me the tweet. Tag me in the tweet. Quote the tweet with me on it. Help me get eyes on something that you think I missed or you think we should talk about on the show. Look for a tweet after the game to get your thoughts heard on either our Sunday or Monday episode of Locked On Syracuse recapping this Army game. Hopefully, Syracuse walks away with a victory. Hopefully, it's a sold-out crowd. But let me rant for a second before I fully wrap this up. Syracuse, the Syracuse Orange, it's a color, it's orange, is hosting a whiteout on Saturday in honor of Ben Schwartzwalder, in honor of the switch to white jerseys for Syracuse as he is inducted into Syracuse's Ring of Honor. So the Syracuse Orange are having a whiteout, and they have chosen to wear the blue jerseys because why couldn't we do anything correct ever? Wear white, wear orange. What are you doing? Wear white in honor of Schwartzwalder here. Do the right thing. Make yourself look good with the white crowd. Make it a true whiteout. Have some fun with that. But as always, we miss out on the little things. Don't get me fired up about this. It's sort of like saying we don't want to play all of our home games. Let's put a home game in Yankee Stadium again and make what is a home game for us actually a closer game to Pitt. I'm pissed. Look at that. Angry Owen to end your Friday episode of Locked On Syracuse, but we'll be good. We'll bounce back. I'll talk to you either Sunday or Monday, most likely Monday. I won't lie to you guys. But I'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Be kind. Make somebody smile. Do something nice for somebody this weekend, and then come back here for your next episode of Locked On Syracuse. It's your boy OV. Peace.